What is going on, everybody? Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is John. Today I have for you a big box good. That's right, today we're going to be talking about the iPad Air 10.5 inch I picked up at Best Buy for $4.99. But before we get into the iPad Air 2 itself, or the iPad Air 10.5 inch, I should say, I kind of want to give a little bit of a backstory. So when I was walking into Best Buy today, my intention was to get something back to school related. I looked at the laptops. I wanted something productive, but didn't find anything that was stylish, so I walked over to the watch area where I looked at the Galaxy Active Wear smartwatch, which you can pair with any Android device. I also looked at some of the Garmin smartwatches, which actually looked pretty cool. There was this one Garmin watch which I believe has a water resistance rating of like 328 feet. It looked like a G-Shock. It was a really cool looking rugged watch that paired with your smartphone, that tracked your steps and things of that nature. But they just weren't productive enough. So then I walked over to the cell phones, and of course, they were neither productive nor stylish, but they were expensive. And so that introduced a cost factor. How much was I willing to spend? You know, did I want to spend a few $100s and get this and give up that, or get this and give up that? So I actually walked over to the Apple section like any other normal human being would do, and I came across the iPad Air 10.5 inch, which I had entirely forgot about upon walking into the store, and looked down at the price tag and noticed that it was $4.99. Now, the last time I did an iPad on this channel, I did the iPad Pro 11 inch. That was an $800 tablet. I absolutely adored it. I thought it was a phenomenal piece of equipment. I thought it was a beautiful computing device. It had Face ID, the 120 Hertz ProMotion display. It had 64 gigabytes of storage. It had that all-new design that people have come to love and appreciate over the past year. But I just didn't want to spend $800, and I wanted something, you know, I also really wanted to treat myself. So I wanted to treat myself, I wanted something that was stylish, I wanted something that I could be productive on, and I wanted something that was sort of affordable and can do all those other things at once. And you're probably wondering, well, what does this do that a smartphone does? And well, that it allows you to communicate with people. So, you know, this kind of is the ideal device for going back to school, I think, and it's actually the perfect price point. So $4.99, you get this beautiful 60 Hertz display. It's not the 120 Hertz display, it is the 60 Hertz display, but you do get that modern look and feel with these very narrow bezels. It's got the 10.5 inch display, and if you don't know about the iPad lineups of previous years, the 10.5 inch model was previously the Pro model. So it was the 10.5 inch and the 12 inch models, which were the Pro models. The iPad Air is now the 10.5 inch model, which is really awesome. And the iPad mini is just the iPad mini. And the iPad Air 3, I guess you would call it, is just the iPad Air 2 with upgraded specs. Nonetheless, you're getting the A12 Bionic chip. Even though Face ID is not present in this iPad Air 10.5 inch, you still are getting an extremely powerful processor. Games, highlight shadows, textures, everything just comes to life when you're playing video games on this device. It can pair with a keyboard. On the side of the device are Connect ports, so that if you want to pick up the Apple keyboard for $159 extra, you can do that and turn this into a solid work machine where you can type up documents, work on projects for school, and more. And on top of that, this device is also compatible with the first generation Apple Pencil. Unfortunately, not the second generation Apple Pencil, but the first generation, which will actually come in at a bit of a lower cost than the Apple Pencil second generation. I believe the Apple Pencil first generation was $99. I actually have it right here. It works as a beautiful stylus. You can use it to take notes on, which is really awesome. So like, I've got, as you can see here, notes already written out. I'll go ahead and throw them up on the video screen for you guys so you can see them. But if I want, I can write out things like, this iPad is really a bargain. And it works phenomenally well with the Apple Pencil. The latency is at a very minimum, and the handwriting is actually very smooth. The pencil itself is actually very comfortable in your hand. It's very ergonomic. It really is like a pencil. I absolutely love the design of this, and like I said, you know, it's $100. It's probably, the Apple Pencil 2 is probably $130, $140, so you're really getting a deal with this iPad Air 10.5 inch coming in at $499. I've played some games on this already. I've played PUBG. Like I said, the graphics are phenomenal. Also, if you want, you can launch Pages. So as you can see, I've got my resume up here. It's not the best resume, as you can probably tell. I've scribbled all over it, taking notes and annotating things, as you can see here. But nonetheless, with the annotations and the scribbles and all the mess and pulling up the keyboard at the same time, the response time on this iPad Air 10.5 inch is really phenomenal. And that's thanks to that A12 Bionic chip that you get on the more premium model. You're spending $500 here, but let me tell you, you're spending really $100 a year to own one of these things, because this will easily last 5 or 6 years, especially if you take very good care of it. So let me just show you how some of the pencil features work. So the Apple Pencil actually connects right away with the Apple iPad as soon as you turn it on. So if you pull up a document like this, like a PDF, like I have here in Pages, all you have to do is tap on the display to activate the pencil. And I can either do smart annotations where I can bring up the pencil and do things like underline text, or I can bring up drawing where I can pull out the marker and say, do some little drawings here. Actually, it's not working, I don't know why. Oh, okay, because you have to open up this own space for you to be able to draw. So if I go ahead and choose the marker, I can draw inside and change the color. You can pretty much do anything with the Apple Pencil, which is really cool. It's really awesome that you can actually like edit documents and create spaces where you can draw and make illustrations in between text. That is something that's really phenomenal. It's an entirely new way of interacting with the device. Currently, the Apple iPad Air 10.5 inch and the Pro model come with a keyboard, but the keyboard, unlike the Surface Pro Go models and the Surface Pro models in general, do not have a trackpad. So really your trackpad is the Apple Pencil. Your mouse, your pointer is the Apple Pencil. So it allows you to interact with text, it allows you to underline text. You can even scroll back and forth through your pages using the Apple Pencil. You can click on things. You can do all of your shopping with the Apple Pencil. It is meant to be your pointer. So when you buy an Apple iPad, if you don't want to spend $850 or $950, because you should definitely consider getting the Apple Pencil with whatever iPad model you get. You may want to consider going with the iPad Air 10.5 inch because it, like I said, is $499, and the Apple Pencil first generation, which you can find all over the place, open box by the way, for like 80 bucks. It's just a total bargain, and it's the perfect back to school device. And it's an inexpensive machine, and one that will last, and one that you can enjoy in your free time. If you're not being productive, you can use it to message your friends, use FaceTime, draw in the Notes app, write silly notes, send them to people. It's really a phenomenal device, and it's even more powerful with the Apple Pencil and with the keyboard. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to purchase the keyboard today. It was $159, a little bit out of my price range, but let me tell you, if I keep this iPad, and it's looking like I'm going to, I most definitely will consider a keyboard in the future. $159. I think if I work hard enough, I can absolutely positively swing that. If you guys are familiar with this channel, I've actually done some iPad videos before. I've done an iPad Pro review video before, and I was sort of half-baked about it, but I've actually come to understand the iPad device a little bit better now, and really I think it's a phenomenal device. There's a lot of skepticism out there about the iPad, especially because you have to sort of retrain yourself on how to use it. But like I said, if you've got that Apple Pencil and use this as your pointer, it makes the retraining experience so much easier. It makes the learning curve so much easier. You definitely want to get the Apple Pencil if you get an iPad that supports one. Anyways, like I said, this will last you years to come. It was only 500 bucks. Laptops, comparable laptops to this iPad don't even have this nice of a display. This is 2224 by 1668, I believe. I may have been a little bit off on that, but it's somewhere around there. It's a very sharp Retina display. It just pops. And of course, like I said earlier, you get these very narrow bezels. I mean, it's just a phenomenal tablet. It really is. And the Apple Pencil really makes it that much easier to learn and to get used to, and to actually replace your laptop. And also with iPadOS coming out this fall, this product will get huge updates, like the ability to transfer files. So you can finally plug in external hard drives and use them to transfer files. You can connect things like your DSLR camera. Now, unfortunately, this product does not come with USB Type-C. However, it does come with a Lightning port, which you can buy an adapter for. So, you know, there are trade-offs when you pay a little bit extra for the iPad Pro model as compared to this iPad Air 10.5 inch. Nonetheless, you can still transfer files, and it will come with it. It will come with desktop class browsing, so you can actually access full web pages all the time. Previously on iPad models, when you would go to a website, it would give you the mobile version. As you can see here, this is still running iOS 12. But on iPadOS coming this fall, you will get full access to websites like you get on the computer. So this really will be a laptop replacement coming this fall. And what's not to beat at $499? This device is absolutely phenomenal. Everyone these days has an iPhone and iOS, so you can completely integrate your Apple ID with your iPhone and carry over your text messages and your notes and everything like that, your photos, your videos, everything. And also keep in touch with friends and family through FaceTime and iMessages. Anyways, guys, the iPad Air 10.5 inch for $499 is a big box good. I picked it up at Best Buy. By the way, they are always having deals on these things, so keep a lookout for them. I run a consumer news segment to this channel, so if you're interested in hearing about deals and updates on these products, stay tuned to the channel because I will be keeping you informed about deals and updates coming to these products that are important to you. Nonetheless, guys, my name is John. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please leave a like or dislike. Your feedback is appreciated either way. Hit that subscribe button. I will see you in the next video.